Hello students, I hope you all will be doing great. So today we will discuss a very important topic in IB physics, which is all about Newton's second law of motion. So Newton's second law of motion is all about the motion of objects through which we discuss and measure different quantities by analyzing its equation. So coming towards its explanation, so Newton's second law states that the acceleration produced in any object is directly proportional to the force applied on it and inversely proportional to its mass. For example, we have a body of mass m here and we apply force on it, right? And as a result of this force, acceleration produced in the direction of that particular force. So this acceleration produced in this body will be directly proportional to the force applied and will be inversely proportional to the mass of this particular object. For example, we let's suppose we make this equation 1 and this equation 2. So by combining these two equations, it will look like this: F divided by M. So by converting this proportionality sign into equation, we have to use constant of proportionality here. As you can see that I am drawing an arrow on acceleration symbol and also on force symbol. That is because these both quantities are vectors in nature, meaning that they both require the magnitude and direction for their full explanation. So by removing this proportionality sign is equal, we have to use constant of proportionality signs as per the rules of mathematics. So here divided by NA, and we here the value of K is equal to 1. So this equation will look like 1. We multiply this 1 with this F by MA. So it will give us A is equal to F divided by M. So by rearranging this particular equation, we came to know that F is equal to MA, which is a final equation of Newton's second law of motion, in which F represents force, M represents mass of that particular object, and A represents the acceleration produced in that particular object. Always remember that the direction of force and acceleration will always be in the same directions. For example, if we apply force in this direction, then acceleration will be also in this direction. Okay, so here we will because as you know that physics is all about the measurement, so we have to discuss their units as well. The unit of force is called Newton. So Newton gave us that law, so he for its recognition he gave it the unit force. The unit of the force is Newton, and unit of the mass is kg, and SI unit, we are discussing the SI unit here, is meter per second square. Right. Now we have different applications of Newton's second law of motion, that if you see that we can use this law or this particular equation in automobiles, like braking system of cars, and driving force of main driving force of engine, or in satellites, in launching rockets, and measuring any distance or force and mass of any particular object. So we use this particular Newton's second law of motion. Now, for a practical application, we will see a problem or question that is based on this particular law. Okay, so coming towards this law, this particular question, that we have an MCQs, which is a very important MCQs, and it is repeated many times in IB physics exams. Okay, which says that two forces are applied to a 2 kilogram block on a frictionless horizontal surface, as shown in the physics, as shown in below. So we are given the forces and mass of that particular object, and we are required the acceleration that will be produced as a result of this force. So first of all, we will, in order to find acceleration, we will use this law, this equation, very famous equation, F is equal to ma. As you can see that one force is applying in right direction and other one in left direction. So we take as our axis the right force as positive and left force as negative. Okay, so we have to find the net force that is applied on a body. First of all, we have to find net force. Then after finding net force, we will find the acceleration. For net force, I already told you that this direction will be taken as positive, so we'll take that F2 positive. Okay, and we take this as negative, minus F1. Okay, putting their values, so we get 8 minus 2 is equal to 6 Newton. So the net force that is applied on that particular object is 6 Newton. So after finding force, we simply use this law and putting its value and find acceleration produced an object. So the value of net force, remember that we will always use, while calculating the values, we will always put net force in our solutions. Okay, so here force is 6, force is equal to 6, mass is equal to 2 kg, and acceleration is we are going to find a acceleration. For this purpose, 2 here is multiplying, so we shift it towards left side of the equation. So as per mathematics rules, this will be dividing on the other side of the equation. So 2 multiplied by 3, 6 divided by 2 is equal to acceleration, and acceleration will be equal to, figure that 2 multiply 1 2, 2 multiply 3 6, so we get 3 meter per second square. Remember students, always put always put the particular unit of that particular physical quantities, because physics is all about the measurement. If you didn't put or forget to put that unit, then 2 to 3 marks will be deducted. If you have the 10 marks question, then 2 to 3 marks will be deducted from you. So it is very important to put unit of every physical quantities. Okay, so we get that answer 3 meter per second. So we will see the option, which option is correct for. First option is 5, that is incorrect. Second option is 5 meter per second to the left, which is also incorrect. Third option is 3 meter per second, and fourth option is also 3 meter per second. So we have to discuss its direction now. As for direction, as you can see that here 8 Newton force is greater, because the numerical value of 8 is greater than 2. So, and the net force is 2. So the direction of the resulting force will be this. This resulting force will be this. So as I told you that the direction of acceleration and force are always same. So as the direction of force is rightward, net direction, force net direction is rightward. So the acceleration will also be in the rightward direction, right? So the final answer is 3 meter per second square to the right. Yeah, so in today's lecture we have discussed about Newton's second law of motion, its definition, and also we have uh, calculated or derived its mathematically form, and in the end we have discussed a very uh, popular important question which I have told you that appeared many times in previous IB physics exams or papers. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you. Have a good day.